Hi, everyone. Welcome to the last panel of this summit. Thanks for staying, and I believe this will be the wonderful summit to end this, the wonderful panel to end this summit. So today, I'm very welcome to join me. First is Dr. Josianne Cutajar, a member of the European Parliament. Welcome, Josianne. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And the next on stage is Jacopo Visetti, project lead and co-founder of Efforce.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next is Shakil Mohammed, chairman of RNS Solutions. Welcome. Welcome, Shakil.
Thank you.
And the last one from for our panel is Brad Kayton, co-founder of World Energy Consortium. Thanks. Okay. So it's a very interesting topic that we're discussing today about how blockchain technology can be used for the bigger humanity and better humanity. So first of all, I think I would love to each of you to introduce yourself and sharing with the audience about what you're doing. Maybe start from Josianne.
Hi, I'm Josianne, a newly elected member of the European Parliament. I'm also a member of the parliamentary committee called ITRE, which stands for Industry, Research, Energy, and we also deal with new technologies. So although I don't experience the practical use of blockchain on a daily basis, we discuss it a lot, and I look forward to working in the policy field as regards the topic.
Cool. And
Hi, this is Jacopo Visetti, and I'm with Efforce. And we have a platform that basically allows people to participate in energy efficiency projects and therefore develop sustainable goals for both the industry and retail market.
Yeah, so I am Shakil Mohammed, chairman of RNS Solutions, Reliable and Secure Solutions. We have developed around 40+ blockchain-related software, and I am social entrepreneur.
Hello, and I'm Brad Kayton, co-founder of World Energy Consortium. And we're trying to solve what we think is the biggest problem with the environment right now, which is greenhouse gases. The energy industry is 40 to 50% of carbon dioxide, whether you're generating or consuming it. And so we think we have a way to really change that equation using blockchain called transactive energy. Maybe we'll talk more about it.
Yeah. So also gives more context. I'm Josianne. I'm from the Binance Charity Foundation. So our foundation is working on a transparent donation system where we help to eliminate the middleman and also prevent corruption in the charity process, helping the donors to be able to track where their donation money actually goes, and because everything, all the transactions can be recorded on blockchain. That is what we are doing. And also like sharing, I want to share a little bit what I found has been kind of an obstacle or some of the issues that we see as we expand our platform. It's one that I think is the perception of cryptocurrency in traditional industry is because we see a lot of bad connotations of cryptocurrency, and that has prevented us kind of to getting into the mainstream and getting more acceptance of crypto currently. And the second I would say is the infrastructure and the on-ramp and off-ramp of fiat, because when we give out cryptocurrency as a donation to the end beneficiaries, there will eventually be a turning into fiat somehow. That's what I see as a kind of obstacle, and I would like to hear from each of you about what you're doing and what you see and what you either foresee or have experienced as an obstacle to bringing blockchain into the bigger social good. Yeah.
Sure, I'll get started.
Start from you.
Sure, so we're trying to bring blockchain into what I talked about just a minute ago, transactive energy. Quickly, what's transactive energy? It's a combination of controlling energy, controlling, say, PV solars on roofs, storing in electric batteries, bringing energy down and coordinating that with the grid when the grid's under stress, which can be a very polluting, dirty time. And so when you can do this using blockchain, it's very powerful, but the problem is that there's three problems we see with blockchain, and we're trying to overcome that with our solution. One is that we're doing energy management, and funny enough, mining is not very energy efficient, right? You're using a lot of energy to use the underlying technology. We think we have an approach to that. Another problem is that we're using Ethereum, and Ethereum is not actually very scalable. And when you're trying to do transactive energy, as we grow our World Energy Consortium platform, it's going to be like Visa, MasterCard. And 10, 12 transactions, don't really cut it a second. It was good when first, and it gets bigger, it gets harder and harder. And then the third issue we're trying to solve, and this is very particular to the energy sector, is there's a big debate going on. Should the blockchain be open, distributed ledger? And of course, that's what blockchain is all about. But the energy providers don't like that. They want to keep that more closed. And we think employing side chains, that we have a solution for all of that. But those are the three things we're trying to overcome.
What about you, Shakil?
Yeah, so we are working on two sectors, especially being social entrepreneurship. One is education, the other one is health. In education, we are providing education to the deserving student, those who cannot afford to go to learn the professional courses, especially programming languages. Then we provide them internship, and ultimately we hire them. This is one of the things that we are doing, being social entrepreneurship. And we are using blockchain for two products. We are making blockchain 3 generations modules that people can take and make their own products. We are making one counterfeited health-related products to detect on blockchain 3.0. Specifically, we are working with the Cosmos network. Another we are doing for the North American industry to transfer medical data from one hospital to another. At the moment, it takes around 30 days to transfer data from one hospital to another. So we are making a module, so all hospitals or all counties or all the states, they can take our open source module and they can build their own products to transfer by authenticating on blockchain from one hospital to another.
Nice. And
So what we're doing is mainly work in energy efficiency. So we created a platform that allows everyone to participate and benefit from worldwide energy efficiency projects. By doing this, we're trying to facilitate a transition, I would say, to a more responsible use of energy in a more efficient way. Therefore, merging, I would say, in some way, profitability of investments towards sustainability. And this, of course, would fast up the process to reach the efficient world scenario as described by the United Nations, where, of course, we'll reach the 20-20-20 objective, so 20% reduction in carbon, 20% more efficiency, and so the use of energy, and 20% more renewables. So that's exactly the field we're in. And by facilitating, this access to this, I would say, very liquid market, although very big potential, the market is enormous. Everywhere we walk around, we see potential. Of course, we facilitate also a more efficient use and extraction of primary, I would say, commodities that are used to produce energy. Just to give you a brief example, if we're here in Malta, the island is, of course, in the middle of the Mediterranean, a very small island, very active, I would say, given the public we have today. But, of course, the island, for example, has no water. So the way they harvest water, the way they use energy here is extremely important. Every kilowatt counts, I would say. So efficiency and energy efficiency projects have never have a better application than here in this place where we are right now. So
that's nice. And Josianne, you're from the policymakers, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So what are you working on?
I cannot give practical examples like my colleagues here have given. However, we mentioned obstacles earlier on. And speaking from the European Union perspective and as a policymaker, I can mention two aspects. The fact that there is lack of trust in this new technology sometimes, and I wish that we address that together, not only the policymakers on their own, but alongside with all stakeholders. And also the EU is facing the aspect of digital literacy. It's not the EU which is facing it on its own, because even the enterprises are doing so. But the new European Commission and the President-elect, Ursula von der Leyen, has also stated the importance that the European Union has and will become digital sovereignty. It will have more digital sovereignty in place, so that to be able also to compete with the market. And to have more digital sovereignty, we surely need more digital literacy. This could be done in various ways, and it's important that education is the key. We need to upskill our employees so that when we will have these practical applications and other practical applications and the better use for humanity in our society, then we will have employees who know how to deal with these applications, who understand the applications, who trust the applications, and who could be ambassadors of the applications.
Yes, yes. I think, yes, especially in the place where we are working on something related to social impact, humanity. Usually we are dealing with very traditional industries. Like I'm dealing with a lot of traditional nonprofits, charities. They probably do not have a very good grasp of like technology, blockchain, or cryptocurrency. So definitely there will be a lot of education that goes along.
Sure.
I think, so from Brad, Jacopo, you two focus on the energy side.
Right,
and
right.
I think Shakil and myself, we are more focusing on like how to address reduction of poverty. I want to start from Shakil first about like what do you see, how do you think blockchain can help to reduce poverty?
So the poverty is a curse. All the sickness and the problems are coming from the poverty. How can we alleviate poverty by innovative techs? Not only blockchain, I will say all the innovative techs. So we were living in a life in stages. And, recently, we come into the information age where we do not have trustless society. Trustless system mean more trustworthy system. In technical terms, we say trustless. So we got blockchain, and it can help us, like you are working for the charity, how we can have the mutability and the traceability on top of blockchain, and we can alleviate poverty. And the DAO concept, the decentralized autonomous organization, where we can have more opportunity to make system automated, and we can alleviate more poverty. So in Pakistan, we see there are around millions of people, those are living below poverty. So we can bring them, we are doing charity around billions of dollars. So 90% of Pakistanis are doing charity annually, but there is no traceability. So the blockchain can play their role, and alongside with other innovative techs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's pretty along with what we are using cryptocurrency because like the characteristics of crypto allows us to track where the funds goes, and it's very transparent and brings trust to the donors from my perspective. And I think definitely pretty along in the same line with what you're thinking about.
So on this stage, I would welcome you to join our forces. I will invest in Pakistan for the education. We already opened an academy, and you just join us to push the education, whatever the agenda or the program you have, we can take it. I will be the first, not only crypto donor, but will be the fiat donor. But we are doing, and we can join your forces inside Pakistan, because we have a bigger platform in Pakistan. Basically, we are divided in Korea, Singapore, and Pakistan. Mm-hmm. In Korea, we can also think the gender is getting more aged, and the aged population have so many other challenges. So maybe in future we can also work in Korea as well.
Sounds good, yeah. And Jacopo, and you are also because you work with the investors, and the investors probably also want this transparency. I'm not sure, like, what do you see, what do they care about, the investors for energy efficiency investors that you work with, and how do you think your solutions can help address their concerns?
So I guess the first point is that bringing transparency to kind of liquid investments. Investing in energy is not as investing in equity or in bonds. It's becoming more mainstream, but still people do not really understand the complex reasoning behind it. So of course the transparency part is very important to them. The second one is, especially in the field where both me and Brad work, it's sustainable energy, right? In that sense, or energy efficiency starts to match, I would say, the sustainability goals of investments. So sustainable investment strategies, which are more and more becoming mainstream and also requested by investors. So in every, I would say, new investment portfolio lately, there's a stronger and stronger request for the energy components to be involved, and especially to sustainable finance to be part of it, and more divesting from standard fossil fuels. So of course, blockchain can help trace exactly where your money is going, first of all, but also can help you invest in kind of instruments in a more transparent way, which wasn't the case before, and therefore opening up new markets and benefiting the environment altogether, because the more money flows into these businesses, the more we can reach, I would say, a sustainable level for all of us.
That's nice. And so, Brad, you are also from the energy side. What is your different from what Jacopo is doing?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. It's a good question. And we're actually talking about working together in some projects very related. So Efforce what they're doing is fantastic. They're going in buildings and retrofitting it. And what we do is we help buildings manage particular energy loads, and we coordinate that with the grid in real time. And by doing that, we're solving a lot of problems with the energy grid. Renewables right now have a tough time getting a higher penetration because there's issues. The grid wasn't built to be the way renewables are. It's built centralized, but it's becoming more decentralized. So while they're focusing on the buildings and retrofitting and making energy efficient, which is great, we're focusing on making that building a grid asset so that not just the building itself can be more efficient, but that it can be used in real time with the grid to help renewables penetration.
Nice. So I think, so Josianne, you have heard from these two, or maybe they're from the companies and from the industry's point of view. They're helping to solve this problem from different angles. So from the policymakers' point of view, how do you think, how you could help with the industry?
So the European Union hasn't legislated so far on blockchain. It has passed resolutions on this topic, however, which also speak about the advantages, the fears, and the way how the European Union wishes to go further as regards blockchain and start regulating, but is careful so as not to risk the competitiveness aspect and also the research and innovation. However, I believe that we should not be afraid of regulation and we should not be afraid of legislation, because blockchain is fast developing and it's something which goes beyond borders. So even if we don't do basic regulations, we would still be affected. So I think it's good that there are some initiatives such as the Blockchain Observatory, where the European Commission also looks at various blockchain applications around Europe. And there has also been an agreement regarding the use of blockchain in government services. And we saw how member states from 7 different countries in Europe has come together after the summit in Malta, also to learn from each other and share best practices. That's all good, but I do believe that we need basic regulation which looks at principles and also common understandings as regards blockchain. I think that this could help give better security and more trust to the consumer and also to the enterprises and the market. And I think that the consumers and the market are entitled to this security, and I look forward also in my capacity to work in this direction. And thank you also for your questions and your inputs. I look forward also to looking at the more practical aspects, and I believe that policymakers, along with stakeholders, could do a lot for the better use of humanity.
That's really nice. Thank you. I think, yes, it's that we should not be afraid of regulators. Actually, I think it's good to work closely with regulators and what to bring, like, make this a friendly environment for the industry. Yeah, and for better conclude. Yeah. Any last comments?
So thank you so much, everybody, for listening us till that late. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
More power to ecosystem, more power to alleviate poverty and blockchain for the humanity. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for you guys.